All right, so this is my rebuttal to Nathaniel Ross's post. We had the same topic about whether or not China will invade Taiwan. I decided that they weren't going to invade Taiwan. He had the opposite, which is why I chose his video. He made some valid points, but I think that what Nathaniel may have missed was that just because a nation says they're going to do something doesn't mean they will. Um, as humans, and I'm sure not to be condescending, but as humans, we have free will, and as such, we have the power to change our mind. And I think that posturing plays a big part into how the Chinese do international relations. They want to appear as if though they have more power than they do, but power is it's there's this TV show I watch, and in the TV show there's this quote, and the quote essentially goes like, "Real power is silent. It's hidden. It was there all along." So like when you have power, you don't have to bark so loud. When you are the dominant one, you don't have to overcompensate, and that's what I see China doing. I see China overcompensating because they are terrified of the prospect of having to do that. Should they push themselves into that corner? They think that they have to prove something to the world by getting Taiwan back. Uh, the world doesn't think that. The world just wants China to be complicit and not aggressive towards the rest of the countries on Earth. So I think that they want to give the impression that they are willing to do anything. But I think that if you look at the numbers, and if you take a look at my video, you'll see the numbers paint a picture that they cannot afford war and that the war would cost them more than they gained. And in my video, I noted that this is simply a distraction tactic. It's a way for them to distract from the internal problems within China and give the people, all 1 billion of them, something else to focus on. Because right now their economy is in free fall, people are angry, and their authoritarianism is only rising as the days go on, and they get more and more less and less democratic as time goes by. So I think the people are starting to realize that they have power in numbers, and the government is realizing that too. So they have to divert the attention. I think that if China wanted to wanted to invade Taiwan, they would just invade Taiwan. They would do it immediately. There'd be no stopping them. The way Russia invaded Ukraine, the way the people in Myanmar are attempting to get rid of the Rohingya. They are just doing it. They're not waiting for permission from the U.S. They're not asking questions about the morality of the situation. They're just taking care of it because they have the power. When you have the authority and the power to do something, you don't need permission. And if you need permission, it's because you don't have the authority to do it. China does not have the authority or the power to annex Taiwan. They want to distract from the people, from the economy, and they want this to go on for as long as possible until they figure out how to solve their economic problems. So, though you've made some valid points, I think that if you looked a little bit deeper into the economics of China, how humans how humans are motivated, how they fear. You can, if you interweave all these factors, you get to paint you'll start to paint a picture that essentially says we just want time to fix our problems without being considered losers. Because over the past 50 years, China hasn't had a recession, and they've been vocal about how strong and impressive their economy is, and they've made deals and leveraged it many times over. And now they're at a crossroads where if they don't produce the same as before, the status quo will change. Life as they know it will change, and they're trying to prevent that. So this war, in my opinion, and is a distraction, and that it's very unlikely that they will invade Taiwan. I think that there is a chance, however, that there is some back channeling happening here. That maybe, I think possibly, there's a communications between China and Russia, and possibly even other countries that are performing these similar types of aggressive actions. Some of them are performing genocides, obviously, some of them are not. But I think that these are experiments. I think that someone, whether it be Putin or the CCP or another party that we have yet to know about, but someone wants, there's an end game. Someone wants to make a move, but they need to test the theory on smaller countries first. So I think that over the course, we've seen Syria, which is one. They thought that it's the Middle East, it's Islamic radicalists, radicals. No one's going to care if we, destroy the entire city and make refugees out of millions of people. But they did it, and no one cared. Just like, they cared to an extent, but there was no major backlash. When it happened in Ukraine, it was to fairer-skinned white people, and of course, there was more backlash, but they are Europeans, so it wasn't like it was a thing. I think that what's happening here is this is an experiment on a global stage. Someone is trying to figure out what's the right combination of things to produce the right methods to be able to conquer and without being sanctioned. So that's just my wild theory. I don't have any facts to support that. I'm just connecting dots that I see. But yeah, I liked your report. You made a lot of good points. I would like to challenge you to look at how people use soft power to affect change, and I think this is a perfect example of that. Thank you.